Hi, my name is Corey Mentor. I'm president of Trinity Employment Specialists. Trinity, we are a staffing company and we specialize in staffing in the medical field. Staffing for RNs, LPNs, medical assistants, medical front office people, x-ray techs, basically everything in between a front office person to a physician. And we have another division in our business side where we focus on accounting, finance, and banking. And so this is what we've done. We've done it for several years. And starting the business, I started the business almost 10 years ago. And I want to kind of talk just real quickly about the how you get a successful business to go to one point to where we're at right now. You know, we've been very successful. We've been able to we've won several big awards. One of them is within Inc. magazine, is one of America's fastest growing companies. So we've done a few things right, but I think, I was asked the other day about what it was that you should focus on, and I think that this is kind of it. This is the big thing for me, and I'm still not a master of it myself. I still have to work on it daily. But I came up with an analogy. Everybody knows what a seesaw does. So, you have a seesaw and it does this. Well, you have a 100-pound boy over here and a 100-pound boy over here, and all of a sudden, you're going to be balanced. Well, if you move the center point from the center point over here, all of a sudden, this boy is going to be over here. So you need to probably add more weight over here. So you add a 150-pound boy over here, and it might balance itself out again. Well, if you move it way over here, all of a sudden you have a lever that you could lift this 150-pound boy up with literally your pinky. Can everybody kind of see how that works? There's a mathematician, and I forgot his name. I did a presentation on this the other day. It's a weird name, so I'm so sorry I can't pronounce it right now. But he basically said this. He said, if you will give me a long enough lever and a fulcrum, or another point, the center point that was here, and let me move the fulcrum wherever it is I want, I can literally move the world. And so if you think about it, if you get a fulcrum, or if you get a lever that's 25 miles long and you put the fulcrum right here, you can see what he's saying. You can lift almost anything. Well, our brains work very similarly to the fulcrum and the lever. And this is how. Your brain your mental attitude needs to be, if you can keep it in a positive realm, you're kind of keeping it in this area here. So all of the things that are really difficult for you, you've got a long enough lever to pick it up, and it's easy to pick up. However, if you move your mindset or your perspective, you take it from being over here very positive, and you move it to over here where it's very negative, all of a sudden when you're trying to pick up from this end over here, it's just extremely heavy. Even the slightest amount of weight is really heavy. That's so similar to the way our mindset and our perspective is towards the things that we go and deal with every day. You've got to be able to manage your perspective and your mindset, or else it'll start managing you, very similar to just if you move this over, all of a sudden this thing becomes very heavy. So the things that come at you when your mindset is positive and active and moving in a good direction versus when your mindset is a negative viewpoint, it makes that heavy lifting so much easier when it's positive. And so life is going to seem easier. Life is not going to seem like it's just killing you. But most people that are in business, you talk to them, especially when they're starting out, they stop because they get their mind over here so often that everything seems like a heavy lift. And over time, they're just unable to sustain that kind of heavy lifting for such a long time. And so this is so vital. And so, when I was asked to tell people, what is that has led to our success, I think I let a couple of people down by telling them that it's all in your mindset. I think some people understood it, but when you start controlling where your mindset and your perspective is, your circumstances are going to follow it, whether that's good or bad. And so your perspective is a direct reflection of your circumstances, and that's really the whole key to it. And that's how that I built this. Now, I have 4 other things that I think are a big key, and I use this in a lot of speeches. And it's not because I'm redundant, and I don't believe that it's because I'm just not creative enough to come up with something that is good. It's just that these 4 things are so instrumental in what it is that I do and what has led to my success. I can't stray away from giving this advice. I don't want to try to figure out something else and degrade the power of these 4 things. And so I say these over and over and over again. I'll bet you I've said them 10 times in these little videos / podcasts, whatever this is that this is for you, or however it gets to you. But the number one thing is that whatever it is that you do, that you commit to being the very best that you can be. It doesn't matter what you do. And you make sure that you throw everything that you have into it. Steve Martin once said, it's a good thing that effort is a great substitute for talent. I love that joke because that really perfectly describes me. But if you will just put a ton of effort into something, talent will not matter as much, because you can take the smartest person in the world with not a lot of motivation, and I'll bet on the guy with the motivation any day. The second thing is that as you go through life and as you walk through life, make sure that you focus on other people more than you do yourself. Like, really and genuinely try to help other people get what it is that they want. Try to seek to understand what they want. Listen. And then if there's anything that you have that you can offer them that doesn't take a horrible amount of time, then I encourage you to go help them. And don't do it for any other reason other than just to help them. Don't try to help them because you want them to reciprocate it. Oftentimes they will reciprocate it, but don't do it for that reason. Do it for the reason that you just want to help somebody else get what they want. It's a huge, huge thing. The next thing is always have hope. Believe the best is yet to come. Always have that in your head. If it's not in your head and you think that the worst, you don't ever see the light at the end of the tunnel, it seems to slow down your motivation for some reason. Hope gives you this fire that nothing else seems to be able to do. And the last thing is that spend time being grateful for what you've been given. We live in a society where Facebook and all of these social media pages give everybody else around you the opportunity to share all of the unbelievably wonderful, positive things that happen to them. And in our society here in America, no one wants to share all the crap that they've had to go through. And so it gives the people looking at all of their friends, sometimes it gives them a skewed version of what reality is for most people. And they start to see that their reality does not look nearly as shiny as this person's reality. And so they start believing that their life is not nearly as good as everyone else around them. And I mean, everybody's going to tell you, don't compare yourself to other people, but it's hard not to. But one way that you can combat that along with just in keeping your attitude in the area that we talked about earlier, is just commit to spending the first 1 to 2 minutes of your day being grateful for what you've been given. Gratefulness is a direct, it creates joy and happiness and contentment in you. And to be able to be successful, you need all of those. So anyway, those are the things that have helped Trinity get where we've been. It's helped us to be able to create systems and procedures that have helped thousands of businesses and thousands of employees over our history in the last 10 years. We would love to be able to help anyone. If you're looking for a job, if you're needing to find an A-player staff, we'd love to help you. Please give us a call at 918-622-2588, or you can visit us online at trinityemployment.com. Thank you.